Hello, Mrs. P. Okay, so this is the magic ring part. I hold 3 fingers, do one that's kind of out towards my fingernails, then cross over and go back so they're parallel lines, and then hold that with my thumb. Then you turn over, take your hook and go under the first one, grab the second one and pull it under, and then grab this one again and pull it through. Sometimes it's a little bit tricky to pull it through because it's hard. Then I hold it by that knot so that you can see that it's the circle and the pull chain. So when I crochet into the circle, I hold this part just underneath the knot to start with. And the first row is chain 1 first, so that doesn't go into the knot, that just goes chain 1 right there. And then 6 half double crochets into the magic circle. So hook over, down into the circle, bring it back up so you have 3 loops on your knot, pull through all 3. So there's 1. Yarn over, through the circle, pull up, 3 loops on your knot, on your hook, and pull through. So that's 2. 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so now before I tighten this, what I want you to notice is that this first section, if I pull it, you can see it. This is where I chained 1 before I started. That's at the end of each circle that you do, round that you do, that's what you're gonna look for to join each round. So I'm going to just pull my fingers here and pull the magic circle closed. So that's closed. And I just kind of tuck that loose tail behind, and you see this is where the chain 1 little section is. So let's see, row 2 was chain 1. Oh no, sorry, I forgot to join. Okay, so now I'm gonna join, which is just a slip stitch. So I'm gonna put through that little chain section, grab my yarn, and pull through where I was. So it joins it to a circle, right? Okay, so then I'm gonna chain 1, and it's 2 half double crochets into the next stitch. This is where it's confusing. So this was the chain stitch. So this V right here is not your first V to go into. You want to go into this one right here. So you can count it because you had the stitch count for the first round was 6, right? So if you skip this one that's at the top of the chain, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and you don't count this one because that's the next chain one that we just did. So we're going to go into this one. So yarn over, not this one, but this one. And we're going to do 2 in each stitch. 3, 4. Oh, sorry. I'm doing that wrong. Did 2 in the first stitch, and then it was half double crochet in the next 2. Let me make sure. I'm going to take that out. Okay, so here was my I'm going back to my, okay, there's the slip stitch, and I've got a chain 1. So I'm starting row 2. I've chained 1 in row 2. So I'm doing 2 half double crochets in the next stitch. I got to read my directions and talk at the same time. And then a single half double crochet, a single half double crochet, and then 2 in the next stitch. 1, 2, and then half double crochet in the next 2, 1. So I'm doing my last stitch, and you can see, I can tell that this is my last stitch even if I don't have the directions, because I see this little kind of, it starts to form an L where you can see where you chain 1 and it kind of went up a row. So I'm doing the last stitch. And then here's my little chain section, right? So I'm going to join into that section. Okay, so there's my, oh, I caught in my circle a little bit. Sorry about that. Okay, so I'm going to chain it, to join into that chain. I've got something caught here. There. Okay. And make sure you watch for, we're not going to go into this little V right here because that's part of the chain. We're going to go into this one. So we're going to chain 1 for the next row, and then not into this one, but into the, so 1, it's half double crochet into the next 3 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 2 in the next one, 1, 2, and then 3 singles again, 1, 2, 3, okay, and then 2 in the last stitch. And you can see it as you go along, it's even easier to identify. There's this little L, so you can see this is the last stitch. I'm going to do 2 into that one. 1, 2, and then I'm going to join into this little chain spot. Okay, and so for the next section, I'm gonna chain 1, but then I'm not gonna go into this one because that's at the top of the chain. I'm gonna go into this one. Okay. You can always, I'm gonna pull that out just to show you a little trick. At the end of each row, after you've done the slip stitch, you can always count how many, and you should have the same amount. Like, so I just finished row 3, so I should have 10 stitches. So I'm not going to count this one at the top of the chain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I know I'm good. And for the first couple, I count after each row just so I can just take it out and redo it if I have to. And as the tree gets bigger, it becomes way more obvious which stitch to go into when you first start, so it's not as big a deal. The other thing that you can check just visually is you start to get this line that kind of goes diagonal, and you'll be able to see that you are where you join each time, it starts to go like this, and so you can tell if you're going out of alignment. Hope that helps.